Imagine this, you're standing on the deck of a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier worth $13 billion. The captain gives the order to launch. But wait, he looks at his watch, shakes his head, and says not yet. We wait. Why? Because launching at noon could be the deadliest mistake the US Navy could ever make. What you're about to discover will change everything you thought you knew about naval warfare. And if you want to uncover more military secrets like this, hit that subscribe button right now because this channel reveals what they don't want you to know. The US Navy operates the most powerful fleet of aircraft carriers in the world. These floating cities can carry over 5,000 personnel and 90 aircraft. They cost more than some countries' entire defense budgets. But here's what's fascinating, there's an unwritten rule that experienced captains follow religiously: never launch your carrier at noon. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Noon is just another time of day, right? Wrong. This isn't superstition. This isn't tradition. This is pure tactical survival. And the reason why will blow your mind. Let me explain something crucial: aircraft carriers are massive. The USS Gerald R. Ford is 1,106 feet long, that's longer than 3 football fields. It weighs 100,000 tons. Now here's the problem: when the sun is directly overhead at noon, something dangerous happens. The shadow cast by the carrier becomes almost non-existent. And in modern naval warfare, shadows are your friend. They help break up your silhouette. They make you harder to spot from the air. But at noon, your ship becomes a perfect target. Satellite surveillance, enemy reconnaissance aircraft, even drones, they all have the clearest view of your exact position when the sun is at its highest point. And here's what makes it worse: the reflection. At noon, the sun's rays hit the ocean at the steepest angle. The carrier's massive flat deck, think of it as a giant mirror, creates a reflection that can be spotted from hundreds of miles away. In World War II, Japanese reconnaissance planes used this exact technique to spot American carriers in the Pacific. Let me take you back to June 4, 1942, the Battle of Midway. This was the turning point of the Pacific War. The Americans had 3 carriers: the USS Enterprise, USS Yorktown, and USS Hornet. The Japanese had 4: Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, and Hiryu. Around noon, Japanese scout planes spotted the American fleet. The noon sun made the carriers stand out like beacons against the dark blue Pacific. What happened next changed history. Within minutes, Japanese dive bombers were dispatched. The USS Yorktown took multiple hits. The American commanders learned a brutal lesson that day: noon launches make you vulnerable. Fast forward to today. US Navy protocols specifically recommend launching operations during dawn or dusk when shadows are longest and visibility is naturally reduced. And if you're learning something new right now, imagine what else you'll discover if you subscribe to this channel. Hit that button, you won't regret it. But wait, there's another problem with noon launches that's even more deadly in modern warfare. Heat. An aircraft carrier is basically a floating power plant. The nuclear reactor generates enormous amounts of heat. The aircraft engines, the electronics, the thousands of people on board, all creating thermal signatures. During noon, when the ambient temperature is at its highest, this heat signature becomes incredibly difficult to mask. Modern infrared sensors on missiles and satellites can detect these thermal differences from space. At dawn or dusk, the temperature differential between the ocean and the carrier is much smaller. You blend in better. But at noon, you're lighting up every thermal sensor within 500 miles. This is why the Russian Navy tracks US carriers using thermal satellites. This is why Chinese reconnaissance relies heavily on midday imaging. Launch at noon, and you're basically sending up a flare that says, "Here I am, come and get me." So when does the Navy prefer to launch? The golden hours, dawn and dusk. Here's why these times are tactically superior. Number 1, shadow cover. Long shadows break up the carrier's silhouette. Number 2, lower visibility. Natural haze and atmospheric conditions reduce detection range. Number 3, thermal camouflage. Cooler ambient temperatures mask heat signatures. Number 4, enemy fatigue. Most militaries have reduced operational tempo during shift changes. Number 5. Element of surprise. Less expected timing for major operations. The U.S. Navy has conducted studies showing that carrier groups launched during dawn hours have a 40% lower detection rate compared to noon launches. 40%! That's the difference between completing your mission successfully and becoming a sitting duck. Now, you might be wondering, with all our modern technology, stealth capabilities, and electronic warfare systems, does this noon rule still apply? Absolutely. Even with the latest Gerald-R Ford-class carriers equipped with electromagnetic aircraft launch systems, advanced radar-absorbent materials, and sophisticated electronic countermeasures, physics doesn't lie. You can't hide from the sun. China's Yaogan satellite network takes high-resolution images every single day. Russia's GLONASS system does the same. Both are specifically calibrated for midday imaging when clarity is highest. The Navy knows this. That's why despite having billion-dollar stealth technology, they still avoid noon launches whenever tactically possible. It's not about if you can launch at noon, it's about whether you should. And the answer, according to every naval strategist worth their salt, is only in absolute emergencies. So there you have it. The U.S. Navy doesn't launch aircraft carriers at noon because maximum visibility from satellites and reconnaissance. Minimal shadow cover. Highest thermal signature detection. Tactical disadvantage in modern warfare. It's a simple rule based on complex science. A secret hiding in plain sight. The sun that gives us life can also give away our position. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden strategies of naval warfare, imagine what else you'll learn on this channel. We expose military secrets, tactical decisions, and the science behind warfare that they don't teach in textbooks. Subscribe right now and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next revelation. Drop a comment below. What other military mysteries do you want us to investigate? And remember, in naval warfare, timing isn't everything, it's the only thing. Thanks for watching. Stay curious. Stay tactical.